Hey Rose, want to grab a drink?
Your happiest hour of the week starts now.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy because the drinks are on us. Welcome back to Drinks on Us. I'm Riley.
And I'm Rose. We are so happy you joined us for happy hour. We have an exciting episode. As this episode airs, it'll be the last day of July. Right, Ry?
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely nuts to me.
It really is. And so Riley and I wanted to use this episode just as like a pulse check for the Do Crew, because if you've been here for a while or maybe you haven't, we love vision boards, we love goal setting. And so we just kind of want to reflect because we're about halfway through the year and it's like second half of the year, reassess goals and give you guys some mindset tips and ways that we can just crush this second half of the year as the Do Crew. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a good one. For the Do Crew, Riley and I, before we started filming, we were saying we felt like we had so much to catch up on and it's only been a week. Riley's lived so much life. So I can't wait to hear about your weekend, your vacation. But I am eyeing your drink. What do you have in your cup tonight?
Oh, tonight it is kind of gorgeous because I added a little garnish. It's just a blood orange tangerine spindrift, but I put a little orange slice and it's cute. And delish.
So cute. It's giving like the fixation of Aperol Spritz without the alcohol.
Yes, it does kind of look like an Aperol Spritz, but it's not. What about you? What are you drinking?
I am drinking my greens late today because I forgot. I just got caught up in my day. So I just have my greens, and I actually think last week I might have had an immunity fizz or a couple weeks ago, but I threw that in here again because you guys know I'm always trying to keep my immunity up. So I just have that in my lovely 32 ounce to-go cups that you guys know I love.
Love. You're podcasting with benefits.
Yes, I'm knocking two things out within the same hour.
We're all about that here at Dill.
Yep, here she blows.
That cup is so big. I love it.
I know. I love it too. Love mixing it. ASMR, guys.
Well, how are you? I want to hear about your weekend.
Oh, right. My weekend, I didn't do much other than drink too much one night and spent my Sunday hungover. So nothing much to report on other than that, honestly. I mean, it was so fun in the moment, but I just think I'm getting to an age where I just need to call it quits earlier because it really affects my next day. It's kind of a bummer we're at that point in our life.
No, same. I feel the same. Like there's nothing worse than waking up hungover, and I would rather just not drink a lot. Like that's not important to me anymore. But I feel like in college we were always like, go, 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 stay up as late as you can. But yeah, now the tides have turned. So I totally agree with that. But you did go to a really cool restaurant, I thought.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was kind of giving Gertie's vibes of like their drinks and just
the black salt.
Yeah, just like so we went and we were all like kind of on a tequila kick and we were like, just make like any cocktails you think, 4 different ones with tequila in it. Like Ryan, I think did Reposado, but I like Blanco better. And this guy whipped up the most amazing, unique, like, when it's just elevated and it's not just your basic kind of like margarita or whatever. It was all that. They made like fresh syrups and juices and all this kind of stuff. It was right up your and I's alley. So I think that just like I was enjoying the drinks, the atmosphere, the ambiance, I'm a sucker for a garnish, and I just didn't know when to call it quits. It just kind of escalated.
That's okay. We all deserve that every once in a while.
I'm coming back to life today. I worked out today, which was, excuse me, very necessary to like just sweat and kind of like get back into a routine. But yeah, I want to hear about your week, your trip. Deep Creek looked amazing. I feel like you guys had so much fun, perfect weather, perfect vibes. I want to hear about it.
It was so fun, but also now I feel like crap because I skipped my workout today because I wanted an extra hour of sleep this morning, and I'm really regretting it, but I feel like my body needed the sleep. Like I needed to get back on track. So but now I'm like, oh, I wish I worked out.
Okay, but I will say, if you're, at least this is my mindset, if you are like extremely sleep deprived, sleep is sometimes just as important as working out. Like your body thrives on like recovering with sleep. So I think you made the right call.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I was turning off my alarm. I was like, sleep's more important.
Yeah.
Went back to bed.
We got to take care of us.
All right. Tomorrow I'll get back to it. I promise. But the lake was so fun. Oh my gosh. It was the best family wholesome weekend. It was just like, we did boating, we did bonfires, we played board games, we went out to a nice dinner, we made dinner at the house. It was just so much fun. So many inside jokes, so many laughs. It was great.
Oh, wholesome, I feel like is the exact vibe, like from watching your guys' content that I got from it. And sometimes it's just so nice to have that combination of like staying in, going out, doing a little bit of nothing, just like slowing down for a week.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys had so much fun. You also look tan.
Wait, do I? There was good weather. We were like sitting on the boat. The sun was beating down. Kate actually got a little bit sunburned. So I guess, maybe I did get a little bit of color. You look very tan.
Oh, I didn't get a lick of sun.
Really? Maybe it's that yellow shirt.
Yeah, maybe it is. But thanks. No, you definitely look like you have a little bronze going on. So I know that was one of your goals to achieve this week, and I can happily say you achieved it.
Yay! Yay. I have to say, I just feel so out of whack today. Today's my first day back at home, like getting back into my routine. Work was so busy because I took off 2.5 days last week. And I just like can't wait to feel a little more settled and like myself. Like as much as I tried to stay on track with eating, I mean, I just fell way off the rails. We ate ice cream like every day. We were drinking.
You have to though.
Burgers.
Like by the end of this week, you'll feel back to normal. And I feel like as you travel more, you kind of learn that. And then it's just like worth it to fully be like having the ice cream, having all the things you did. But I do know as far as like feeling behind on house stuff and work and like just your extra to-do list, I know that feeling stinks, but I know by this time next week, you'll feel so much better. So just give yourself grace.
Okay, I trust you. That'll feel better next week.
You will. I feel like it usually takes like a week. By the end of this week, do you have to do anything this weekend?
This weekend? No, I actually think I'm totally free.
Perfect. That's much needed. It'll help your recovery as well.
Yes. Well, speaking of the lake, when we were on the way there, my sister drove with us. She was telling me about this whole like ballerina farm article that was going on. This person came into her house and interviewed her, and it like was skewed. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was like, Charlotte, no, I thought she was like making things up or like got wrong information. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then it all came out like while we were at the lake, what was going on, the article. And I didn't have the chance to read the whole entire article just because we were like doing a million things at once. But how insane was that?
I'm glad you didn't read the whole article because I couldn't get through the whole article because it was so annoying. You would have been so ticked.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that video that Kayla sent in our group chat about, it was like manipulative journalism. I feel like that hit the nail on the head. Although I didn't read the whole article, just from the bits and pieces that I did read, it was like this author of this article was telling us how to feel and like insinuating certain things that like, no wonder everyone's so skewed in their thoughts.
It was written very intentionally to like, I think, portray it a certain way because there's no video or voice context. Like you can almost feel just like very easy little words that she used or how she worded things made such a massive difference. Like, like, I don't know why, but the part about her being like, I couldn't, how did she word it? She said, couldn't get Hannah, which is Ballerina Farms for anyone. I'm sure everyone knows at this point, but Ballerina Farms is like a trad wife, but also has an empire. She was a ballerina. She's married to the son of the person who invented JetBlue. So she just lives like an extremely interesting life. And apparently that pisses people off because her life is on like a different spectrum. And at one point in the article, just right, like you'll understand everything she was saying. She was like, I couldn't get Hannah away 1 second, where she grabbed her 6-month-old, put her across her chest, and she stayed there for the entire duration of our interview. Or I'm actually saying it nicer than she said it, but that part annoyed me so much. I'm like, what is a child on her chest affecting your interview of talking to her? Like, She has about 17 other kids running around, and this child is 6 months old. Like, you asked to come into her life and watch what she was doing. I can't even get started. I will go down like such a tangent. I did not like the article at all. I think the internet needs help because the way people are running with this is baffling. Have you got like, is your algorithm there yet?
I haven't really been scrolling TikTok a whole bunch, so I don't know yet. But I agree with you. Like, this journalist came into her home, and what did you expect? She's a mother. Of course she's going to be holding her 6-month-old baby. Like, if she wasn't, that would have been weird. So the internet is just freaking out, saying that Ballerina Farms is like controlled by her husband?
Exactly. And that she gave up her dream of being a Juilliard ballerina. Mind you, she was a ballerina 3 kids deep. Think about the vast majority of people have 2 to 3 children. And if you have 1 kid, as a mother, like it or not, you are sacrificing more than your husband has to, because your physical body and just like identity is more needed when you're raising children, like 1 child or eight kids. The fact that she even did it with 3 children. Think about our parents being ballerinas with us.
Stop. That's hysterical.
I'm just saying, like, but anyways, I just think it was a shame because, right or wrong, like her lifestyle or not, people can live their life so differently. And you have no context. And another thing is, like, if she had something to hide, why in the world do you think she would say, yes, come into my home and like watch and spotlight us?
Yeah. I also am wondering what context they thought this interviewer was coming to their house for. Because clearly I would hope they didn't know she was going to try to turn the whole world on them. Like, it's crazy that this person had the balls to even do that. Or like what was the agenda? Why did she write that article? It was awful.
I agree. So what I wanted to tell you is, this is new to my knowledge and I haven't like firsthand seen it. I just saw a text before we started filming. So I'm sure by the time this airs, obviously it'll be old news, but apparently this author wrote or like released a second article, kind of like taking like 10 steps back and kind of just changing the way she worded things because she knew it was so messed up. And I believe, but I don't want to be quoted on this, that she also released some audio from her interview. And like, Hannah straight up said, I chose this life and I'm so happy that this is the life I chose. And that, I think his name's Daniel, I could be wrong, told me to keep pursuing being a ballerina.
That's very interesting.
So the whole thing is just wild. Also, Paige Lorenzo, she did a huge take on it because this similar situation, not to this extent, but she like said no so many times to someone coming into her home because she was scared that they would portray her life differently, just because it can be manipulated just through vocabulary choice. And I thought she had an incredible take on it as well. So I encourage you to watch hers too. Maybe we'll put the 2 takes that you and I like best on if people who are listening want to hear.
What did Paige say? Like, what's the gist of hers?
She was just saying like exactly what that other girl was saying, like manipulation at its finest. And like, she would not say suspect things or like let out secrets. Like, she's not a stupid woman where she's just going to like expose these secrets with this stranger in her home.
Yeah.
And kind of just like related it to experience she's had like being in the spotlight, and how it's just a shame that people are like taking it so far because of the way this woman it was very similar to the other take of the woman that Kayla sent us. And they say it way better than I do, but I agree a lot. I actually also agree with the Toast's take on it as well. But I saw like a Toast clip kind of go viral and so many people were like hating on them for their opinion.
Oh, I want to see that. I haven't like dove into any of that yet just because I was so off the grid, but I do. There's one thing that did irk me about their relationship. Did you see the egg apron video?
Yeah, that part made me sad.
Like, what are your thoughts? Like, that throws the whole thing for a loop for me.
Me too. And I actually was going to say this when the journalist wrote a second opinion, like what I was just saying. Do you think Hannah is going to come out and kind of like answer and tell us more stuff and like defend herself, or do you think she's just going to like keep quiet?
Sometimes I do feel like whenever you come out and defend it and like say things, it almost makes it worse or brings more attention. So I think the right thing to do for her would just to be like business as usual, not address it. But she might want to. I think it's personal preference, and I don't know what she would do.
I know. It seems like she's continuing to post and just show like she knows, like, you can say what you want, but like I know who I am and like what happens between the four walls of my home. The video definitely made me sad. I mean, she said Grease tickets about 4 or 5 times in the span of that little video, and that made me sad. And I definitely could tell like she was disappointed, but also grateful. So that part definitely threw me for a loop. But
and the way he said, "You're welcome."
I know. And I'm not negating that he may be more controlling. They're Mormon and they are living a traditional life. Not that he has the right to like talk down on her by any means, but you know, maybe he is more authoritative. Or was it the girl in Kayla's video who was like, maybe Hannah like was nervous of what to say. So her husband, before this author or journalist came in, said like, I'll take the lead when I feel like you're being put in uncomfortable situations or conversations. Like maybe he was more dominant than normal or needed. But then that video of the apron and him saying like, you're welcome, made me feel like he definitely may have a little bit of that controlling nature to him. But like, we don't know these people. Like, how are we going to judge them off these like little clips and then words that are not even quoted? Like so much of the article is not even a quote of what Hannah's saying. It's literally just an interpretation from a random girl who watched them for how many hours.
That's nuts. Yeah. We don't know what happens behind closed doors, and maybe she likes that he like the way he treats her, and maybe he is going to take her to Greece. He's a billionaire and we just didn't see that. So yeah, the whole thing, it really is very intriguing.
It definitely is. And I like wish you would almost share more, just like selfishly, because it makes me just like wondering what's going on in their world right now.
Right.
And also the journalist apparently had to like disable her comments on her post about her releasing the article because people were just like going off.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. So anyways, it's definitely a hot and heated argument and situation. People have very strong opinions. But I think the biggest takeaway for me is just like journalism. Like she definitely wrote it, in my opinion, through a specific lens to create and portray what she wanted to get across to the right audience.
Right. And there was so much hoopla around it. So I hope she got what she wanted. And I feel bad for Ballerina Farm, just like on all fronts. It's just...
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Sad. Because like she was just doing her thing in peace and quiet and it was working. And it, like, she didn't even need to bring this lady in, you know?
Right. Right.
So anyways, on a different note, speaking of like hoopla, have you been watching the Olympics? Wait, you have, because I did see your Instagram story.
Yeah. So I've just been turning it on the TV, like whenever I'm sitting down. I didn't get a chance to watch the opening ceremonies, which I wish I did because there's so much talk about it now. Did you watch live or like rewatch?
So I watched some of it live, basically just because I just like wanted to see all the Team USA people. Yeah. It was so strange. At first, I thought they were doing a great job because it was like outside and they were showing Paris. And I feel like that's what Paris is known for, like all their landscape and buildings and stuff. But I can't comment. I can't go down that rabbit hole.
Everything that I'm seeing bits and pieces, is weird. Like
very weird.
The only word I can use to describe it is weird.
Weird. And like, for why? That this was about sports.
Yeah. And it didn't feel like it was about sports.
Yeah. But I'm bummed because I had a dinner reservation last night during gymnastics prelims or whatever, first round. So I'm just seeing clips on social media and I'm like, I need to watch it because that's my favorite.
I actually got really lucky. I happened to sit down, like after unpacking and like having a whole day, I happened to sit down and turn on. It was gymnastics and it was so exciting. And the Team USA girls are just so cute. The group of them, they're so
Obsessed.
beautiful and athletic, and like they seem like really great, humble people. Obviously they're amazing and so good. Like Cade was in awe just watching them do their thing. But I have to say Simone hurt her calf at one point in warm-ups, and it was insane. Like she had to go back with the trainer. She had to wrap her ankle, and I was like seeing that happen and then watching her perform, my heart was beating. And of course she slayed, but I'm sure she was in a lot of pain.
Oh my gosh. I will say, like, I feel like her mental strength is wild to like just be able to push through and do it. But I will say, like, just little clips, she seems so much more like confident and like at peace with where she's at versus the last Olympics. Like it seems like she's actually having fun and enjoying it and smiling and giggling. So I feel like that's really refreshing to see. So I think she'd pick like a physical injury over like that mental battle last Olympics.
That is so true. Now that you say that, like she seems very confident and calm and confident in herself. Whereas last year she wasn't, with that like twisties mindset, which was so scary.
So scary. And did you hear the whole story about Suni Lee? Like what happened to her through the last Olympics to now?
Oh yeah. Wasn't she really sick?
Yeah, she had some like crazy, I want to say it was like kidney disease or something. And she gained all this weight and like couldn't do gymnastics and had to go through all this like medicine. She said it was like so scary. And her like doctors at one point said they didn't know she'd ever be able to do gymnastics again. And she had to like relearn and like re-get her strength back. And I think that's why when she made the Olympic team, when they were at the trials where, you know, they officially make it, I think that's why she was so emotional. I had no clue that happened.
Okay. I heard like something along those lines, but I didn't know it was that serious. That is so scary. And like, she's amazing and she's so beautiful.
She's so beautiful, and her mental strength as well to like get back on your feet and do that. I watched this like little clip montage of it. So I'll send that to you and post it for Drinks on Us, because it just makes you like love it for all of them so much more, because dude, being a gymnast to that level is so insane. Like the mental toughness and the daily grind blows my mind.
And they make it look so graceful and easy. Like that is the hardest shit in the world.
I know. It's wild, their strength, and I just love them. So go USA.
Go Team USA. Salute our troops.
Per usual.
I feel like Suni and Simone kind of getting it taken away from them like made them want it that much more. And now they're so much more thankful and confident. And like,
I know,
like you said, the mental strength to come back even better is so impressive.
I know. So I'm definitely excited to see the finals, the individuals, and I'm sure that's happening this week at some point. Hopefully not before this airs, or this is old news. Yeah,
I mean, this is going to be old news, but it'll never be old news to support our girls, our gym. That's like my favorite. Like we were saying, it's the best thing, the gymnastics.
I know. And like, not to get like real deep, but is this like our last time we're ever going to watch Simone be a gymnast?
Probably. How old is Simone?
I think she's maybe like 24.
Oh, she's younger than, I don't know why I thought she was a little bit older.
Well, I could be wrong, but I feel like her first Olympics, maybe she was like 16, then 20, then 24. I could be wrong. Right. Maybe I feel look her up.
I feel like this might be the last time we're watching Simone in the Olympics.
I know. That gives me chills.
She's so good. She's so teeny tiny. She's 27.
She's done. She's going to be done. I know it. You can't tell me she's
with a bang.
Yeah. But like, and I saw like a little clip of her when she was on Call Her Daddy saying like, I didn't want to look back when she was deciding if she was going to come back and do Paris. She was like, I didn't want to look back when everyone's in Paris and be like, I wish I would have, like, she don't want to have regrets of hanging it up too soon. But I'm like, when I was watching that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this might be the end. Like, is she always going to be the greatest of all time? Like for our eyes to witness?
Probably.
We got to soak it in.
I know. Now I'm going to have a whole new appreciation of watching.
I know. I'm so excited. Anyways, we could talk about the gymnast forever, but anything else you want to chit chat before you tell me what's in your cart?
No, I think let's get into what's in our cart.
Okay, go for it.
So I wanted to talk about this miracle pill that my sister's boyfriend gave me the one night in Deep Creek.
What's it called?
It's like this hangover pill. We're having so much fun. We were drinking. It was like a crazy night. And before bed, he gave me this pill. It was called 9 a.m. Not a Big Deal. Have you heard of it?
No,
it's all herbal.
I could have used it.
It's all right up your alley, all natural, herbal. I took it. I didn't think that it would like help, but in the morning, I woke up, sprung out of bed, no headache, feeling great. It was amazing.
Wait, and you normally, like, where you were at the night before, like, you know yourself, like, you would have probably been hungover.
I would have woken up with a pretty bad headache, yes. Literally not even, and Kate didn't take them. He had to wake up and take Advil, and I didn't. I was fine. We, like, went on the long morning walk, made breakfast. I was like, thank goodness for that pill.
Oh, I can't buy it fast enough.
So
after what I experienced this weekend, yes. I'm buying it 100%.
Yeah, it was so worth it. It was so great. And I like didn't believe in it. I just took it for fun. And I was like, wow, it really worked. Wow. So going to link that. And then I'm restocking my Ren Clean skincare.
Oh, yay. Okay. That means you definitely love it.
I love it. It's lasted me so long and it works really well with my skin. Not saying it's like, I know everyone's skin is different, but this toner and it's like an overnight moisturizing mask. I put it on every single night. Wow. And I love it. And like I said, it's lasted me for a long time. It's really high quality. So you don't need like a bunch of it. Like just a little bit of the lotion goes a long way. So we'll link that and it's clean. So right up our alley here at Dale.
Of course.
And then I got have you ever heard of Athena Club? It's like a razor. Yeah. I got the shaving lotion.
Okay.
Or shave gel, I think is what it's called. Okay. Smells so good. Has jojoba oil. Oh. And it made my legs so soft and I love it.
It's basically like a shaving cream, but different. Like you use it before you shave.
Yeah. I like have it in the shower. It's a gel that you put on your legs to shave with. And I'm not kidding. My legs are so soft.
Oh, I want it because I just feel like sometimes it really does make a difference. Like
it does.
Yeah. And I don't have one that I love. I sometimes just use like an oil or body wash or something.
Yeah, this one is really great. Like I noticed a big difference. I guess it's just like super moisturizing or I don't know. It's got to be the jojoba.
It's definitely jojoba.
But yeah, that's my cart. What's in your cart?
Wow, your cart's really like tickling my fancy today. I could buy everything. Mine is pretty random, a little all over the place, but I was doing my makeup for the pod and my beauty blender like needed to be put to rest 3 months ago. And I will say I hate starting over with a new beauty blender because it doesn't work as good at first. Do you agree?
I actually like starting over with a new one because it feels so clean.
It does, but I feel like it's so hard for at least maybe the brand I'm buying. It's hard for it to have the moisture. I don't know. It always feels dry and stiff. But I want to restock, and I've heard there's like a brand on Amazon that's really good. And it's like a big, like there's a bunch in a bag. I normally just get one at Target, or I've got the actual beauty blender brand before. So I'm going to figure out that one that people talk about on TikTok and link that one.
Okay.
Got to restock on that. This is so random, but do you take creatine?
No.
Okay. So I didn't, but Ryan takes it every day when he works out. And I think when he doesn't.
That's so funny. I almost said I don't, but Kate does.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I take it all the time. It's literally the brand we get is Thorne, which is a really trusted supplement brand. Like Ryan uses a bunch of their products. I'm really just using their creatine and it's totally flavorless. It goes into any drink and I just make it in the morning before my workout with like my Arbonne Fizz and pre-workout. And they just say that creatine can help a lot with your muscle production, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask what the benefit of, like, I don't understand what creatine is.
So I wish Ryan, like, when Ryan's passionate about something, he'll like go off on it. And he's definitely told me before. I believe it has something to do with like making your workout more worth it in terms of muscle growth.
Oh, love that.
So I thought you would like it. So I was going to share. And I thought I feel like we get a lot of workout type of questions on Girls Room, and you can buy it on Amazon. I think you can get it at Whole Foods, but I'll link that because we actually ordered more for Ryan and I today. And then the very last thing is actually a little funny because remember the other week you had your phone case on your cart?
Mm-hmm.
So if you missed that episode, I was basically telling Riley, like, I need a new phone case so bad. I actually need like another Octobuddy sticky thing because it fell off my phone, but I'm in the process of getting a new phone, but my phone case is so bad and I need a little grippy sticky so bad that I think I am going to bite the bullet and just get like 2 cheap ones on Amazon. Like I'm not going to get a cute, really nice one that'll last me a while, but mine's like ripping and when it's so bad that it drives you nuts.
Yeah. You should look into Casely.
I know, but I think I should wait and deserve that when I get my new phone.
Okay. But
this is just going to get me through.
You've got to get your new phone soon.
I know. Well, now I'm like, do I even want it? Because everyone hates the camera. So,
oh yeah.
Like
my camera sucks. I'm so mad at this camera. I talk about it every episode.
No,
I think.
But literally, Riley, everyone talks about how bad it is.
Makes me upset.
Like, I need a new phone, but I don't want that camera, and I can't get the Canon for $800.
Yeah, maybe just a quick $800 for the Canon. Maybe wait. They've got to be coming out with a new iPhone soon. They come out with one like once a week.
I know, usually fall. So maybe they've heard the news, heard the chatter, and the new one will be better camera wise. But anyway, so I'm just going to get like either like buttercream yellow or like a pale chalky pink. Just, like the silicone vibe.
Yeah.
Literally $8. So if you're someone who wants a new pop, and I'm going to get the double sticky because I don't have MagnaSafe. Riley, a couple episodes ago, if you want the MagnaSafe, she linked a MagnaSafe Octobuddy. Oh yeah, show the crew.
I don't have my Octobuddy on, but it attaches to this and I can take it off.
It's like magnetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I'll get when I'm like not living in the 5 years behind the trends. But this one is a double sticky, so that way I can just stick it on and it's not just collecting gunk on my phone. Yeah. So anyways, that's my cart.
That's a great cart. Well,
thanks, girl.
I'm excited to chit chat today about where we are kind of in our mid-year as far as goals and what we need to do to get remotivated to end the year strong. I feel like sometimes we fall off and it's nice to have a little conversation, just like voice what's going on. I do have to tell on myself.
Oh no.
I haven't been doing my vision boards monthly.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay. Here's my thing. I gave it a good 5 months. I did it every single month for 5 months. I was always late, but I did it. And it just it wasn't doing it for me. That's not what was motivating me, I guess. I loved it, but it felt more like a burden. And so I stopped doing it.
So what's your background now? Just you and Kate and True?
It's just Truly.
Hey, I guess Truly motivates you.
She's so cute. It makes me happy. But yeah, I've just never really been a vision board girl. I like vision boards and I understand the hype of it. But for me, I feel like it doesn't do all that much.
I think you're really going to upset the Duke crew with this news.
I know. I'm sorry. You guys probably had to see this coming. I mean, I was 30 days late for my month vision board. No, that's true. That's fair. You have to figure out what works for you. So that can be our first little tidbit is if you're like Riley and vision boards don't work for you, what would you suggest of how to be reminded of your goals if you don't have it on your phone? Yeah, I feel like I love a good list and checking things off of a list, which sounds so crazy, but that's what works for me. Lists are my thing. And so making a list of my goals or just writing down getting things, doing a brain dump, that is way more productive for me than a vision board. So I'm a big brain dump list kind of girl, but I use that as my
starting place, but then I like I need a visual reminder every day. Like, are you looking at your lists every day, or what do you do?
No, I mean, it was nice to see the vision board every single day, like as my phone background.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing it daily, but it's up there. I'm remembering.
So, you have all the options. You can do a brain dump, you can do a list, you can do a vision board. If you've been listening for a while, some people do like a yearly vision board, and that's like, I think, a little more common, but I love a monthly vision board. And so I just kind of like use it on the first couple days of the month. And it just helps me kind of do big and small goals. That's why I like it so much, because I feel like at the beginning of the year, or, in a time like this, it's easy to make like big yearly goals. But sometimes it's like little hobbies that you want to pick up, or you like, oh, you never told everyone about your sourdough journey.
Oh, I've made 2 loaves so far.
How was the second?
I actually think my first one was better than my second.
Really?
I'm still playing around with the recipes and like getting the hang of it. Oh my gosh, there are so many different people who make sourdough out there. Like, you just got to find what works best for you and your starter. But I was very proud of myself, because like getting the starter going was really hard. And then figuring out what to do once it was ready was really hard.
I know.
So yeah, I've done it twice. I'm going to make another loaf this week, and I hope I just keep getting better. I can't backtrack.
You will. It's definitely intimidating, hence why I haven't started yet. But anyways, my whole point in bringing up the sourdough is, that's not maybe like some huge goal that someone has at like the beginning of the year. But if it's like on your mind, little things like that, or getting better at pickleball, or maybe if I wanted to do this like one little project in my house, I like to put little things amongst my bigger goals and bigger things, and that works for me. It seems like some people in the Do Crew will love it as well. They hold me accountable sometimes because they're posting it. But you kind of have to find, like to Riley's point, you got to find what works for you. So maybe you tried the vision boards and it doesn't work for you, or maybe you haven't tried them, and I'd encourage you to try it for the second half of the year. If you feel like you're kind of in like a rut or a dull, because it is the second half of the year. And I feel like if things aren't working on, something's got to like change or shift a little bit to encourage you to kick ass the second half of the year,
Yeah, I feel like you've got to do something. Like, you've got to motivate yourself and hold yourself accountable and continue to better yourself and reach different goals, big or small or teeny tiny, like whatever it is, just like do something. I feel like we're always, we always need to be bettering ourselves. I wanted to say the Do Crew vision boards are absolutely stunning. They sometimes I want to screenshot them and just make them my background.
Right? I know. Same. Like the colored theme ones are wild.
Like my brain just can't make that. But okay. So how are you doing on your goals? Like what are our feelings?
I think there's some goals that are good. I feel like here's my thing. I could be crushing it in my health department, but then I feel like I don't even know, like my work is struggling. Like I feel like I can never be 100% and like crushing everything. So I feel like in seasons, even months of this year, there's moments where I feel like some of my priorities are thriving and the other ones are falling short. And so I'm like in this kind of battle of, life has been very crazy for myself. I've moved throughout this year. I'm not in a home right now that's ours. And so it's like a little crazy limbo, and traveling's going on. But at the same time, I don't want to use that as an excuse to like stop me from going for my goals. So I'd say there's definitely room for improvement, but it's not a total lost cause. What about you?
Exact same. Like, some goals I've been crushing, other goals, like my reading goal, I literally haven't read a book in months and months, and it shows. So I feel like I just need to like refresh myself. Like, maybe I'll go back and look at some of my other vision boards and just like be reminded. But I feel like there are certain things that I've held myself accountable for and I feel good about. And I think I just keep needing to like build off of that and finish the year. Like, I don't want to just like give up.
Right. And I think that is kind of the message we wanted to put across today, is like, good or bad, like the first half of the year, I'd say regardless, good or bad, like to let go of it and just kind of look at this as like a fresh 6 months. Because it is very easy to let what did or didn't happen kind of affect the second part of the year. And like, I feel like we're human, like we're not meant for everything to be like perfect and achieved. It just kind of gives your life and your routine like purpose and direction, I think.
Yeah.
So I definitely think I'm encouraged to kind of go back through like some of my lists or, think about my priorities and what goals align with those. But this is like encouraging me to have a really good second half of the year and not just be like, oh, it's already August and before we know it, it's the holidays. But kind of just like be intentional about my time and my goals and be like proud by the end of the year instead of like, dang, like where did this year go?
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like, where the heck did the year go? It's going to be August, but you're right. We just need to use it as motivation to continue to better ourselves and reach our goals. And yeah, I feel like summer, it's so hot. It's like we kind of get in a slump.
I know it's tough. And it's just like, I don't know, like life is just so crazy and weird and different for myself. And I just feel like in general. And so it kind of like can kind of consume your brain on the week to week. And then before you know it, it's been 2 months and you're like, what the heck? Like I haven't even thought about my goals. I'm just trying to survive.
Oh, life has been lifing. And I feel like we both have been in survival mode. That's so true.
Yeah.
But maybe we can find time to like carve out time to see. Here's my problem with reading. I feel like I work all day. I'm go, go, go. I do my workout. I come home. Kate and I, we like to watch our shows together. Like I don't have time to read. So I need to carve out time and make the time rather than make an excuse. Just like in other aspects of our life and our goals, we just need to make the time.
I know. And like figure out what's most important, because at the same time, I'm not saying you shouldn't read, but if that's like really like great quality time that you and Cade love in your relationship, like I know your marriage is more important than like your reading goal. So I think goals and like those like personal goals are important. Goals that involve like your family or your marriage or your health, and like it's kind of just like a little bit of give and take.
Yeah.
And so I think the first 6 months of the year, I think everyone's super ambitious and has all these goals, and obviously we have no clue like what life is throwing our way and changes. I feel like it's just, I don't know, you never know what's going to come next, but I think it's important to just like look and evaluate and like go after something. Like maybe for me, I said that I wanted to start reading and I haven't, but that's something that like I feel like I keep putting off. And I think a lot of people put off trying something new because it's like they're in that mindset that we're in of like, well, there's just not enough time, so I'm just not even going to try something new. And so I don't know. I don't even know what my point of saying that was. I just think it's hard to be perfect in everything, but that shouldn't deter people from still having goals.
Yeah. And I feel like 6 months, like you can do anything in 6 months. Like you can pick up a new hobby. You can get back on track. Like I feel like hopefully after listening to this episode, we will all be motivated to just kind of get back on track. Not that we're totally off track, but I feel like these conversations are so popular at the beginning of the year, like in January, and it's kind of forgotten about by August, but we're going to hold ourselves accountable.
No, we are. I needed this because I definitely haven't been my best.
Same. And that's okay, but we're going to just have it be more top of mind, our goals.
Yeah. Yeah. So did we cover everything? I'm motivated. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like I want to look at my goals.
I know. I'm going to go buy a book on Kindle and go do a workout after this.
Yeah. You could buy a book and walk on the tread. You'd be like so proud.
Totally. Okay. Well, I feel like I'm good. You've motivated me.
Yeah. Right back at you. So hopefully that motivated and just kind of gave you guys like a fresh mindset as well to the Do Crew. But let's get into girls' room.
Okay, we have really good submissions today. First one. I graduated from college in May and started my first full-time job in mid-June. I've been there for a little over a month now, and a company I had talked to previously now has a job opening for $11,000 plus more than what I'm making at my current job. I would rather take the offer, but feel bad just quitting the job I have, since I don't mind that since I don't mind it that much anyways, and it's easy, do I take the other job or stay at my current job? For reference, both are in accounting, 9 to 5 type of jobs. I'm confused because, so they did offer her the new job, or they just haven't a new job posted?
That wasn't clear to me either, but I was going to lean on you because you have expertise in this field. Like, what would that look like from like a resume or job standpoint?
So yeah, as a recruiter, I would recommend that you do not leave. I always say stay at a job at least 1 year. Like on a resume, all hiring managers are looking for is job longevity. And if you're there for less than a year, it kind of is a little bit of a red flag. I'm not saying like never leave this job, but I'm saying give it a year and stick it out. And this other company in a year, if they have another posting, which they definitely will for more money, then consider it. But who knows, maybe in your current job, it sounds like you really don't mind it and you like it. Maybe in a year, you'll already have a raise or a bonus where you're making more than this base salary at the other position. Like the grass isn't always greener. Just because it's higher pay, maybe it's worse benefits, or there's other factors to consider other than just pay. Or maybe you take a higher paying job, but you go and you actually hate the culture, or you do mind that job. So I would encourage you to stay if you can. If you're making it work, if you're not like living paycheck to paycheck and struggling, I think that you should stay, especially since it's only been a month. That's not very long at all.
No. And correct me if I'm wrong, right? But if she puts in like a couple years in this company that she's intrigued with, like, wouldn't she be able to even get hired at like a higher position because she has like 2 to 3 years of experience versus like she's going to just restart basically at another entry level position?
Totally. Yes. Use your current job as leverage. Stay as long as you can or you want, and then you'll never take a lower paying job from where you are now. I would say longevity is so important in a job and on a resume. You don't want to be a job hopper.
Yeah. Listen from the expert herself. And also, like mindset wise, like maybe just look at it as like, it's not meant to be. Like this job wasn't open when you got your other job, and maybe you're just meant to be at this job. Maybe you're going to meet someone or an opportunity is going to happen for you. And if in a year and some change that you're still kind of thinking about this other job, then pursue it, because then you'll have stuck it out. And just kind of encouraging you to trust the timing of your life.
Trust the timing of your life. I totally agree with that. My first job out of college, I was like kind of loving it, not really loving it. And I stayed for a year. I gave myself a year. So I always kind of use that as a mark.
Were you only there a year?
A year and like 2 months.
Oh, wow. I don't know why it felt longer.
Yeah, because it was, it was really hard. Okay, next one. Hi, girlies. I'm having a hard time getting my husband on board with the clean lifestyle. I became very interested once we had a baby. I wanted to set our son up for a healthy lifestyle and for us to live longer for him. He thinks it's all a scam and fake. He's very set in his ways, and I love him for that, but it starts a fight for us. Were your husbands on board right away? I've tried telling him in our home I want clean stuff as much as possible, so when we are out, I don't feel as guilty. I also did just do a full 360 one day and woke up saying we were throwing everything out, so maybe some time was needed. I just hate that it's our only fight. Okay, so I feel like this is very relevant because we always talk about clean products and our husbands. I went through the same thing as you, and Cade was like not on board at all at first. It took I had to ease him into it. And I actually asked him about this question because I was like, Cade, what? Because he's on board now. He's not 100% all in, but he's also not out on it like your husband is. And so I was like, what made you like more into the clean lifestyle? And he said, if it's easy for him and if it's like a seamless transition, he's on board. Like just get the different hand soap and have it where the old hand soap was. Like he won't even notice. Or if he does, it's easy and he won't mind. So my advice to you would be, I feel like maybe the full 360 scared him off, and you can maybe ease into it a little bit more or have Bobby Parrish videos for him to watch. That's like me and Kate's favorite thing to do. And like, it's very informational.
Yeah, no, that's really good advice. And I love that you asked Kate, because I think in general, most it's more often that guys aren't like fully convinced. And you have to respect that a little bit, because you have to take everything you read or listen to with a little bit of a grain of salt, because it's all coming from like someone's opinion backed by, yes, research. But like, I love that they think that they're not just, blind puppets to saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
I think Ryan listening to the Branch Basics founder was huge for him, because it's real life stories and real people that were drastically changed. And I do think like maybe explaining to him like why it matters so much to you, like not just for your baby, but that you want your husband and you to like be like have longevity and health. And, there's a lot of scary things that are coming out with the long-term effects, and kind of sharing it in a sense of, we're advancing in our knowledge of how things 10, 20 years ago were made. Like that's not how they're made now, because our world is like advancing so fast. So maybe that like just kind of sending him things to educate him, and just saying like, I just encourage you to listen with an open mindset. I'm not saying we have to do it all, but yeah, starting maybe with just Branch Basics and making it as easy and as seamless for him where he doesn't have to overthink it or change his ways may be a great thing. But I think Branch Basics would probably be my first suggestion, or like your laundry detergent. And hopefully like just those little touches will eventually convince him, or, I don't know, maybe the child showing him research on toxic baby products or whatever that may be. Maybe he needs a example for his own child, and that will be what makes it worth it to him. I don't know.
Totally. Oh no, I completely agree. And even just like turning a label over and reading the ingredients, there's so many things that have dyes in them, like yellow 5, red 40. And I'm like, wait, why is this dyed? This is like a natural like thing. And so just even reading ingredients with him, it will open his eyes. So just little by little.
Little by little, definitely.
Okay, last one. Hi, ladies. I've been a listener since the beginning, and I truly appreciate your advice. I need some help with my boyfriend of 3 years. He runs 3 businesses and works constantly, even bringing his laptop to family events, weddings, and using it at restaurant tables. We've had many conversations about this, and he insists he's working hard for a future. Recently, I planned a special day for us at Disney, but he was on his phone the entire day. I felt hurt and like he wasn't present with me. I've asked him to take at least one day off every 6 months to spend quality time together, but he says he can't. For the last 3 years, we've tried planning a trip to New York around Christmas, but every December we argue because he says it's busy season and he can't get any time off. How can I help him see the importance of taking time off for us? What should I do? Thanks for your help. This is really, really tough because it sounds like he's really passionate about his job and his businesses, and he's a really hard worker, which is amazing. You love that quality in a man and you want that. But at the same time, it sounds like he's not understanding like the quality time that you need, and that's so important for your relationship. So I don't know. What would you say?
I would say I personally like went through this struggle myself, because when I first left my 9-to-5 and took my Arbonne business full time, I was like so bought into it that I was like so excited to keep working, because I was starting to like reap the benefits of that effort. So it becomes like an addiction. And some people are like they find so much joy in working hard, because especially for a man, like that's in their nature to like want to provide and have that role. And so I'm sure all of it's coming from a really good place, but I had to like realize like balance is so important. And at the end of the day, having success in your job or your businesses, like what's that for if you have a broken marriage, or like you're not having this like quality relationship? Like I would just share with him, like, we need to like a job, in my opinion, a career should never come before your faith in your family or like your relationship for that matter. And so just encouraging him that like, maybe do the love language test, and clearly I'm sure your quality time will ring high up on your list, and just share like, when we're at dinner, can we put our phones down? Can we put them on do not disturb? And you're not asking for every night, like just like our last submission, like don't go cold turkey and be like, no phones ever. Like, don't bring it out, but maybe just ask for like, you have Wednesday nights or your night where like the phones are away, and like maybe 2 date nights a month. And I don't know, it's hard to not know the ins and outs of like your relationship. And I think validating him, and to Riley's point, like validate him that you're thankful that he wants to work hard for you guys and for your future, but like at what cost?
Yeah, that's so true. They love a little boost. Like, make him feel good about his job, but also like having the laptop out at a restaurant is crazy.
Bad.
Like you can take one dinner to talk with your wife or girlfriend. I think it was girlfriend.
Mm-hmm, girlfriend.
But yeah, ease into it. Have, like Rose said, like a couple of nights a week or a couple of nights a month where you're just out, just you two, no phones, no computers, and prioritize the relationship for sure. Help him realize that.
Yeah. That's tough though. I feel for you.
Feel free, girl.
I mean, I don't we personally don't really go through that. We've had like seasons of life, but it's tough because like you don't want the opposite either. So you don't want to like, I don't know. I think if maybe he learns the value of balance, it will honestly be better for his mental sake too. Like no one should work that much.
Right. It's not, it's good to take a break because you get to like refresh and reset and then get back to it. So yeah, let us know maybe if you come up with something that works because maybe someone else is struggling with this. So definitely do like an update.
Yeah, definitely an update. Awesome.
Well, I think that concludes our happy hour. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you had so much fun. And as always, feel free to like, subscribe, share, leave a review. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Yay. Of course, we will see you guys. Oh, I almost messed up. I'm going to leave us with the cheers. Of course, I'm going to cheers us to a amazing second half of this year. Just to go for it, do things that make you uncomfortable, that scare you, and we're cheering you on, and we're right next to you going after our goals. So cheers to a great second half of 2024. And we love you guys so much. We will see you same time, same place next week. Love you guys.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.